Well, now to news that this week the Chief Executive of the East of England Ambulance Trust is standing down only a month after staff passed a vote of no confidence in him. There's been growing criticism over the service, particularly poor response times, as the Trust restructures to make savings of £50 million over 5 years. Well, these are the East of England Ambulance Trust stations around the region at present with the traditional double-staffed ambulances. And getting on for half of them, ambulance cover may change, possibly to a rapid response vehicle with one member of staff. Well, managers insist the reorganisation won't affect the quality of service. Here's Gareth George.
An ambulance crew on the way to another emergency. But as the number of calls grows, the budget shrinks.
The East of England Ambulance Service needs to save £50 million over the next 5 years, and that could be tricky because at times it already seems as if it's at full stretch.
As John Self from Walton in Essex can tell you, his 76-year-old neighbour collapsed. She lay face down in the rain for 3.5 hours until an ambulance arrived.
People, neighbours here and there were looking out. Ain't they come yet, you know? No sign. It's just incredible. This is 2012, not 1912.
And a long wait for an ambulance put this baby's life in danger. Riley Murray's mother needed an emergency caesarean. An ambulance was called, but it didn't turn up for nearly 2 hours. Riley's now doing well, but his grandmother, Christina Jenkins, is worried other families may suffer if ambulance budgets are cut.
It worries me a lot because I have a feeling that if the resources hadn't been as stretched as they were, then there wouldn't have been an issue getting an ambulance out to him.
In both cases, the ambulance service apologised for the delays and said lessons would be learnt. But it's intensified worries about the effect of saving £50 million.
So, how is the ambulance service going to save all that money?
Calls are prioritised. If a patient's life is in danger, the ambulance service will try to reach them within 8 minutes. If it's not, the patient may wait longer for a different type of vehicle or even be given advice over the phone. This, says the ambulance service, is already saving 900 unnecessary ambulance journeys every week.
These days, different types of vehicle respond to emergencies. You've got the frontline ambulance with a crew of 2, a paramedic and an ambulance technician. You've also got a rapid response vehicle driven by a paramedic. And there's all the life-saving equipment on the rapid response vehicle that an ambulance has got.
Also, blanket 24-hour cover will end. Vehicles and staff will be moved to areas where demand is greatest. Managers say the savings will actually make the ambulance service better. And they say even those living in rural areas have nothing to fear.
Those areas whose resources are changing as part of our current process doesn't mean necessarily that they'll get a worse or different service from us. It just means that we will be able to work closely with other partners, for example like primary care trusts, to make sure that we can provide the right level of service in those areas.
Our members are telling us already that they're being sent further and further to respond to jobs, and what that means is that patients already are waiting for a longer period of time.
Last week, Hayden Newton, Chief Executive of the East of England Ambulance Trust, stood down a month after staff passed a vote of no confidence in him. Meanwhile, the Department of Health says the savings the ambulance service faces are part of the savings being made across the whole NHS. The East of England Ambulance Service itself admits it will have to do more with less.